Welcome back to the Chiro Growth podcast. My name is Layne Turley, and I'm here with my business partner, Luke Adams, and we specialize in helping chiropractic clinics grow. And as we start thinking about, what does the next year look like for our businesses, we wanted to come on here and talk about what 2025 has in store for your clinic and prompt you to start thinking about your business goals as we kick off the new year and what it looks like to grow and scale your practice. One of the first things that we recommend for chiropractic clinics is to record and share video testimonials of your patients. Luke, do you want to take it from there?
Yeah, I do. What we've seen is generally a lot of chiropractors are very good at getting Google reviews, and those are obviously very, very important. Um, and I'm sure we'll have podcast episodes just about how to get more Google reviews. Um, but what I've seen is that people generally trust written reviews a lot less than they trust video reviews because with written reviews, like you can't communicate like, hey, this is my actual emotion about it. It's just easier to actually fake feelings. And if we're honest, sometimes text reviews, whether it's Google or just someone, type something up and put it on a website, we don't actually know if they're real. Um, with video reviews, that's a lot harder to fake. So our recommendation is if you really want to get some established authority and trust from your website, which is what you're trying to do immediately with website visitors, is to get them to trust you. We highly recommend video testimonials. And it doesn't need to be like a big process with lights and a script and professional cameras. It really can just be asking a patient, hey, can you take 15 seconds and just say, what your experience has been like here and record that on your phone and give that to your website team and have them put that on your site. If you can get 10 to 12 of those and, occasionally update them two or three times throughout the year, those those are going to be extremely valuable for you because not only can you use those on your website, but you could also put them on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So I think it's just we don't see that often with chiropractors focusing on video testimonials, but we certainly think it's something worthwhile to explore.
Yeah, and chiropractic care is changing lives every day. And, as a doctor, you're using your hands to change lives, to eliminate pain. And that's something that your patients, I'm sure, tell you about often, how often, their lives are being impacted, their pain is being eliminated, and what that looks like. And it's really important to share that testimony with your additional patients, with your future patients, to build that trust and to make an impact in the market before a patient even steps in your door. They know who you are, they know what you do, and why they need to come to you. As we think about, what are additional ways to attract new patients and grow my clinic in 2025, lead response time is so important. We talk to clinics often, and sometimes we understand how challenging it can be to reach out to your leads right after they come in. We know your front office staff has all sorts of tasks to handle every day, and sometimes it can be left to the wayside, but this is so important for converting new patients. Responding to every lead within 5 minutes is a big goal that we would challenge offices to tackle moving into the new year. I know personally, I moved to a new city a few years ago and was looking for a chiropractic clinic, and one had been recommended to me. And so I decided to reach out. I submitted the form on the website and never heard back from that clinic, and eventually went to another one. But that clinic lost like a lifetime patient, and you as a doctor could be losing additional lifetime patients just with a lack of response time. So get back to them quickly. And that's something Luke and I do. We build systems for local clinics. So you are touching every lead immediately and making sure they're getting an appointment booked on your calendar.
Yeah, and it's not just like, hey, this is Luke and Layne's personal feeling on this that, hey, they think 5 minutes is the magic number. There's studies and data that backs this up, and I can put a link in the show notes to a study that we reference often. It was published by Harvard, and they studied different response times to customer inquiries. So, I mean, after 5 minutes, if you wait 5 minutes or longer, the chance that a customer is going to actually get back to you when you do respond decreases dramatically. So for some reason, that 5 minute mark is really important, and it makes sense if you're on your phone and you're just inquiring about a service and you fill out a form. Chances are within 5 minutes you're probably still on that phone, but 30 minutes after that, an hour after that, the next day, I mean, who knows what you're going to be doing. So of course the response chance is going to go down. And so we look at that, and you either need to have an automation system in place to guarantee that, or you need to make sure you train your front office staff that during business hours, you respond to every lead within 5 minutes. And that's challenging because someone may walk in the door and they may be handling different insurance paperwork, or they may have just received their adjustment and they're coming out and they need to do some paperwork with you then. So um, Layne and I both think like a combination of automation and having a hands-on person is the best approach to ensure
Mm-hmm.
that, yes, we are getting that text message and we're contacting every new lead within 5 minutes, but at the same time, we've got a person looking at it. So when that lead does respond, then there's a person that says, yes, we do take that insurance, or, yeah, Friday at 10 does work. So that's what we think is the best way to go about it. Layne, any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, yeah, no, I think you hit that well, and this is
Yeah.
something that can be challenging for offices to tackle, but it really can make a difference in growing
Yeah.
your patient base. That response time.
Yeah. And we've all had experiences like that when you inquire and then immediately get follow up. Sometimes it's, I've done the thing with Zillow. If you go on Zillow and put in your phone number, within 5 minutes you're getting 50 calls from real estate agents. So there can be times when the response is like way too immediate and overwhelming. But if they're just inquiring with your office in particular, think about how great that's going to feel for them as a potential patient, that you've got a system set up for them. You're expecting them to reach out to you. And this kind of goes into our next point. Number three is to kind of mystery shop your own website and your own office visit, or to test your own website. It's amazing. I don't know if amazing is the right word. Maybe interesting how often something as simple as your website forms being broken is the reason you're not seeing a lot of leads come through your website. A lot of people just think, I did my website and it's going to live there forever and it's always going to run perfectly. Um, that's not the case. Things happen, updates cause breaks. Maybe you forgot to renew your domain a month ago, and now someone goes to your website and it's not even there. So, we recommend that doctors or front office staff go to the website, check out, is it easy to click a big button that says book my appointment or get some kind of a new patient special? Does the website make it really obvious for me to know what to do next? Or even better yet, have a family friend, take 2 minutes and say, hey, can you check out my website and just tell me what you think, and submit the form. And I just want to make sure we're, getting everything that we should be getting from this site. And so that goes digitally. And then we also think, have that actually done with your physical office and location. Layne, are there any things that come to mind that you would say, tell a family friend, hey, come to my office and give me your honest opinion on what you see or what you experience?
Yeah, I think having additional feedback helps you kind of get out of your head, think about your patients and your future patients. That's something that Luke and I do when building websites. And what questions need to be on the homepage? What are people curious about? Is it price? Is it insurance? Is it how you adjust? Is it, you know, your approach to chiropractic care in general, people want to know those things. So providing an informative site with an easy to access buttons in the middle, and also making sure, yeah, everything is firing correctly. It's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
Uh,
just on we were talking with a potential client today, and I was looking at their mobile site, and it doesn't work. There's a button for the menu, and I couldn't even click on it. And the chances are they don't realize that or know that. And I know they're not the only one to have current ongoing issues they don't know about. So, I mean, number three, the idea is really just get an outside perspective, have someone test your current marketing system, have them go to your website, fill out the forms, make sure you're getting all their information, have someone actually walk into your office, say, hey, this is really great and appealing, but maybe the garden bed outside isn't very, it doesn't have a lot of curb appeal. So all of those things make a really big difference.
yeah.
um,
And number four
yep.
is reactivating your existing patient base or any leads you've gotten in the past. Building a dedicated reactivation campaign is huge. Some offices that we've worked with have email lists of thousands and thousands of patients without a dedicated email activation strategy behind that. And so it's
Yep.
really important just to make sure you're top of mind anytime a past patient or a potential patient who hasn't seen you yet, but maybe is inquired, maybe you met them at an event. They need to know who you are, where you are, and how quickly they can get in to see you. Just making sure you're always top of mind is really important and can be a game changer moving into the new year, especially, I'll go ahead and say it, but this time of year is when everyone tries to get their lives in check for the first part of the year, trying to figure out what do I need to do to be better. And as people start to implement, movement routines, maybe it's a weight loss plan, chiropractic care goes hand in hand with getting your life back on track.
Yeah.
And so it's really important for you to touch base with all of those patients, make sure they know who you are and where you are, like I said a minute ago, and how they can get in to see you.
I would assume that, like, out of all the New Year's resolutions, the idea of just like, I want to feel better, like, that's got to be number one. Whether it's, I want to get to the gym more, that's probably the number one. But I mean, just that overall idea of, this year, I just want to feel better. Like you said, I mean, chiropractic care goes hand in hand with that. But if you haven't sent an email to your patient list for the last 5 years, chances are they're not even going to think about you. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a great time to have an email campaign, not just one, but maybe 3 to 5 emails ready to go over the next few weeks, so that when people go, you know what, I'm tired of this back pain I've dealt with all of last year, I need to go see someone about that.
Mm-hmm.
They should have an email in their inbox from you saying, hey, we've got a complimentary consultation, or we've got a new patient special. Whatever you can send them to incentivize them to get them in the door so they can be feeling their best in the new year. So that,
Mm-hmm.
just the idea of reactivation is just, hey, you've got a massive list of past patients. And if you haven't been doing anything with that list, chances are you're sitting on a gold mine of patients who probably need your care and need your help, but they just haven't um, been called to action, been told, hey, you're hurting, you're in pain, we know how you feel, we can make it better.
Mm-hmm.
um, so we highly recommend reactivation campaigns, making sure that you are constantly in touch with your patient list.
Yeah. And moving on to number five is making sure that you have built a brand for your clinic. I'm not talking about just a nice looking logo. I'm really speaking to like, what are you known for? Who do people think you are? Who do they see you as in the community? What type of clinic are you marketing yourself as? All of those questions are great to think about this time of year. Some additional questions that I would pose to you is, how can I show up more consistently on social media, leaning into my brand? How can I define my brand more through the content I'm posting, through the advertising strategy that I have laid out, and also just through your in office experience? I think that there are a lot of niche markets within the chiropractic industry. And leaning into those is when we see brands, or excuse me, when we see clinics really take off, is when they start defining themselves of, this is my approach to chiropractic care. This is my target demographic. They're building their entire social media, website, and actual logos and brand strategy around their clinic's brand and who their target audience is. And a lot of times building your brand gets overlooked. We jump straight into, I gotta just start posting on social media. I've gotta just build a website. I've gotta do all of these things when your branding strategy should come first. It defines who you are, who your target patients are, and how you're going to reach them. A lot of doctors just skip straight to the how without defining who they are as a clinician and what that looks like every day and how they connect with their patients.
Yeah. When people are thinking about going to see you as a chiropractor, I mean, they're going to look at your website, at your Google business profile. They're going to go to your Facebook page because they're thinking, okay, I'm considering letting this person touch my body. And so, I mean, just that basic question, they're going to look you up. And so, hopefully you've built your client's brand to be attractive and appealing to your target market, because they're definitely going to look. And so if you haven't done that, if you haven't put forth the effort, I highly recommend doing exactly what Layne has talked about. So
Mm-hmm.
we've talked about recording and sharing. Did you have something else to add on that? No.
Nope,
So
we're
we've talked
good.
about recording and sharing video testimonials, responding to every new lead within 5 minutes, mystery shopping, kind of test running your website, doing a reactivation campaign, and then building your clinic's brand. If any of those things really resonated with you, I know, it would be hard to wake up tomorrow and go, okay, I'm going to do all 5 of these starting today. But if you're thinking, maybe I want to make sure we're responding to every lead within 5 minutes, or I'm not sure if I've built a really good brand, we're here for you. If you want to go to our website, thegranddigital.com, and just book a meeting with us, we're happy to just say, hey, we tested your website. Here's what we found. Or, hey, we looked at your social profiles. Here are some strengths. Here are some weaknesses. We're happy to help
Mm-hmm.
you out. If there's any other podcast topic you'd like for us to talk about, please let us know. We're happy to touch on that. Layne, anything that I missed or didn't cover?
Yeah, I always like to tell doctors, like, it is our goal to build a referral based practice for you, to set up the systems you need in place in order to operate a clinic in the digital age that we all live in. And so we want to do whatever we can to help you grow your practice and for your word of mouth to grow. And so we're here for you and excited to continue to have you in this community.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.